Here we have another video as an example of the square root property, which states that if given a variable squared set equivalent to some constant c, then we can invoke the property to write that the solution for that variable will be equivalent to plus or minus the square root of that constant c. And here's a bit of a complicated example. So at first, you may not realize that you've got a square root property situation. So this is really in the form of the square root property because we have a base being raised to an exponent, or squaring, which is essential, and then everything else is just constants. So why don't we gather all the constants over on the right-hand side and see what we've got? So I'm going to add that 4 over here to the right-hand side and see that what I have left is this base being squared equivalent to the number 3. And now I can invoke the property here. So the property states that if some base being squared is equivalent to some constant, which is exactly what we've got with our base being n minus 10, then we can write the base, which would be n minus 10, is equivalent to plus or minus the square root of the constant 3. And now to solve for n, we're going to isolate the variable. And we couldn't isolate that variable initially because it was wrapped up inside these parentheses and being contained by that exponent. So now we isolate by adding 10 over to the right-hand side, and we get that n is equivalent to 10 plus or minus root 3. And those two solutions for n in the solution set, it's a terrible curly bracket. Those two solutions for n would be 10 plus root 3 and 10 minus root 3.